Well, hello there, and welcome to this edition of Thought for the Week. We're looking at the life of an extraordinary man, a man from the Hebrew Scriptures, the Old Testament, and his name is Gideon. He was a man who lived when Israel was under terrible threat. They'd been invaded by a very malicious enemy, and they were suffering horribly. And they were terrified so much that they were hiding away in caves and holes in the ground, and Gideon was one of them. It's a sad story, but it does turn out well. But let's look at it again. This is chapter 6, and Gideon has been beating out wheat in a winepress, which was not the thing to do, when suddenly the Lord confronted him through an angel. And he says to Gideon, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Now that was strange and ridiculous as far as Gideon was concerned. Nobody could have felt less like a mighty warrior. What was the Lord doing, talking to him like that? Taunting him? Wanting him to feel totally embarrassed? No. Verse 14 says, "The Lord turned to him and said, 'Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of Midian's hand. Am I not sending you?'" So although it seemed like the most unlikely thing in the world, the Lord was sending Gideon to save Israel from the Midianites, from their enemies, from those who hated them, those who wanted them destroyed. The Lord was sending him out to do that. But how could that be possible? And that's how Gideon reacted. How possible? How can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, my tribe, and I'm the least in my family. Well, he certainly didn't qualify on the natural level, did he? A most unprepossessing character by the looks of things. But then the Lord replied to him, and this is the verse. The Lord answered him, "I will be with you, and you will strike down all the Midianites together." Now, that is the most unlikely statement that God could make to Gideon. But he made it. Why? Because it was the simple truth. He said, "I will be with you." And then he goes further. "I will be with you, and you will strike down all the Midianites together." In other words, no matter how great the challenge, no matter how great the enemy around you, no matter how great the collapse in your nation and the fear of all your fellow citizens, know this, Gideon: I will be with you, and you will be victorious. I think that's tremendously heartening, don't you? Yes, we are in a bit of a problem at the moment, are we not, to put it mildly? Surrounded by problems, external and internal. You could say the country appears to be on the slide. And it should surprise nobody since we've turned our backs on the Lord. But all we have to do is turn round and face the Lord, and the situation is dramatically altered. Something to think about, certainly something to pray about. The Lord bless you. Look forward to talking to you next time. Bye-bye.